Welcome, students. Let's begin the chapter and continue with where we had left behind. We start from the page number 120, third paragraph. Up till now, we have done in the chapter that the girl, Wali, was had finally able to travel through the bus which she always wanted to. And now she is sitting in the bus and the bus is just on the verge of leaving. Now, what experience does she have during that time? We will continue with that. The bus was now going along the bank of a canal. The road was very narrow. On one side, there was the canal, and beyond it, palm trees, grassland, distant mountain, and the blue sky. On the other side was a deep ditch, and then acres and acres of green field, green, as far as the eyes could see. So now the girl was very happy because she could see the beautiful scenery. She had not been out of her village, and the beauty of the nature environment that she was observing everywhere. It was green. She was very happy. Oh, it's all so wonderful, she said. Suddenly she was startled by the voice. Listen, child, said the voice. You shouldn't stand like that. Sit down. So while she was enjoying the view, somebody told her that you don't stand on the seat, and that was a not a familiar one. The voice was not a familiar one. Sit down. She looked to see who had spoken. It was an elderly man who had earnestly been concerned about her, but she was annoyed by his attention. There was a man who just told her that you better sit down, don't stand in the seat of the bus. You may fall down, you may get hurt. And she did not like that person by any kind of reason. And she says that that person was elderly man, but she did not, he concerned for her, but she was annoyed by his attention. There's nobody here who's a child, she said, hauntifyly. What did she say? That there is nobody here, no one is child. Now the girl did not like when the person said child to her. She said, there's nobody child here. And she spoke in a very proud way. Haughtily means in a proud voice. I have paid my 30 paisa like everyone else. She said that I have paid 30 paisa. I have paid the ticket. The conductor chimed in. And the conductor chimed in and said, oh, sir, but this is a very grown up madam. What did the conductor say? She is a very grown up madam. Do you think a mere girl could pay her own fare and travel to the city all alone? And now he's making again fun of her. Can you imagine that a small girl would pay her fare and travel to the city? She's a madam, she's a grown up lady. Wally shot the conductor, that's done. Wally shot an angry glance at the conductor and said, I am not a madam. The girl got angry and said that I am not a madam. Why do you keep on calling me madam now and then? Please remember that. And all you are not yet given me my ticket. And the girl said, still you have not given me the ticket. I paid you the money, but you have not given me the ticket. I'll remember. The conductor said, mimicking. Mimicking means copying. So he also answered in the same manner. He was making in her tone. He was also making fun of the girl. Everyone laughed, and gradually Wali too joined in the laughter. So everybody was laughing because the conductor was making fun of her. The conductor punched a ticket and handed it to her. Just sit back and make yourself comfortable. Why should you stand when you have paid for a seat? So the conductor said that why are you standing? You have paid the ticket, so you just sit and enjoy on the seat. Because I want to, she answered, standing up again. Again she stood up and said, because I want to, but what? But if you stand on the seat, you may fall and hurt yourself when the bus makes a sharp turn or hits a bump. Obviously, if it is turning or there is a bump on the road, you may fall down and get hurt. That's why we want you to sit down, child. I am not a child. Again, she even doesn't like to be called child. I tell you, she said, irritably, I am 8 years old. What did she say? I am 8 years old. As if she was 80 years old, she was talking. Don't tell me child. Of course, of course. How stupid of me. 8 years, my, you are very grown up. The conductor is again making fun of her. The bus stopped. Some new passengers got the bus stop. Some new passengers got in. Now, after that, the bus stopped and some new passengers were getting in, and the conductor got busy for a time. Now the conductor was obviously busy giving them ticket and all. Afraid of losing her seat, Vali finally sat down. Now she understood that if there will be lots of people and I will be standing, somebody will sit on my seat. So what did she do? She finally sat down. An elderly woman came and sat beside her. Now from a new stop, some lady might have lady joined the bus, and now the elderly lady came and sat beside her. Now an elderly lady came and sat beside her. Now, are you all alone, dear? She asked Vali as the bus started again. So the woman obviously asked the girl because she seemed as if she was alone. So the woman asked her that, are you all alone in the bus? You are traveling by your own? That elderly woman asked. Finally, an elderly woman came in beside her and asked, are you all alone, dear? She said, Vali, as the bus started again. Vali found the woman absolutely repulsive. Repulsive means causing strong dislike. As she saw the woman, obviously she, by no means, she didn't like that lady. She didn't, by without any reason, she didn't like that lady. Maybe any kind of reason that Vali felt, but she didn't like that lady, and that's known as repulsive, strong dislike. Such huge holes she had in her earlobes and such ugly earrings in them. Why did she not like when the bus stopped and new passengers got into the bus? That woman was had very huge, big earlobes. That is means the holes that the especially women have when they wear those earrings, and such ugly earrings she was wearing. That woman was wearing very ugly earrings which she didn't like in them, and she could smell the betel nut the woman was chewing, and that woman was chewing betel nut. You understand? And what we call supari. The woman was chewing betel nut, and see the betel juice that was threatening to spill over her lip at any moment. Now that lady was chewing betel nut, and Vali said that any time the betel juice would come out from the mouth, it was so ugly, so dirty. She didn't like that lady, and she was sitting next to her. That was the problem. Who could be sociable with such a person? She said, who could be sociable? Who would like to talk to such a woman? She is such a dirty woman. Yes, I am traveling alone, she answered curtly, means showing displeasure, means not in a good mood. And I have got a ticket too. And she also answered to that lady, you don't worry, I have got the ticket too. Yes, she is on her way to town, said the conductor. Wait, 30 paisa ticket. Again, the conductor is making fun of her. Yes, she is going to town. She has paid 30 paisa. Oh, why don't you mind your own business? Said Vali. Vali got angry this time and said to the conductor, keep your mouth shut. Mind your own business. Why are you always interfering when I am talking to someone else? Why are you interfering in my own deals when I am dealing with someone? But she laughed all the same, and the conductor laughed too. But again, she started laughing at the conductor, and the conductor was also laughing at her. But the old woman went on with her drivel means silly nonsense. Is it proper for such a young person to travel alone? Now that woman started talking, she was concerned. Do you know how exactly where you are going in town? She was asking all these questions to Vali. What's the street? What's the house number? You needn't bother about me. I can take care of myself, Vali said, turning her face towards the window and staring out. And Vali got angry and said, you don't worry about me. I don't even know you. Why are you so much worried about me? And she turned her face outside and she started looking outside the window. Now the third part of the chapter begins. Her first journey had her first journey her first journey, what carefully painstaking elaborate plan she had to make for it. Now she is remembering that how hard she had planned to travel, and she had taken so long for to make the plan successful. She had thriftily saved whatever stray coins came her way. Thriftily means spending money carefully. So the money that she got, she did not much use it, and she saved that money so that she could pay for the bus ticket. She had thriftily saved some whatever stray coins came her way, resisting every temptation to buy peppermint. She lots of things she wanted to buy, but she resisted, means she didn't buy, and she kept the money so that one day she could travel in the bus. So what did she not buy, and where did she not waste money? She did not buy peppermints, toys, balloon, and the likes, and finally that she liked, and she had saved total 60 paisa. By doing this, she had saved 60 paisa, not spending on the things she liked. How difficult it had been, particularly that day at the village fair. Now she is remembering that how hard I had to try to save money, and once there was also a fair, but she had resolutely stifled. Resolutely stifled means suppressed, controlled with determination, means she suppressed all her whatever she wanted to buy, she didn't buy. She waited and waited for the day that she would travel. That's why she did not use that money. Strong desire to ride the merry-go-round. See, there was a merry-go-round, but yet she did not sit in that merry-go-round because she wanted to save money. Even though she had the money, after she had enough money saved, her next problem was how to slip out of the house without her mother's knowledge. Now the problem was, if she had money, that was not only the problem, but she didn't tell anyone that she was traveling to the town in the bus. So quietly she had to get out and come back also. So this was also a big challenge, but she managed this without too much difficulty. Even day after lunch, every day after the lunch, mother would nap for about 1 or 2 4 so. So every day she knew that her mother used to go to sleep after the lunch. She used to sleep at 1 o'clock till 4 o'clock. She used to go to sleep, and that was the best time for Vali to escape. So she had planned everything. Vali always used this as for her execution. As she stood looking from the doorway to her house, or something, even ventured into the village. Ventured out into the village. Ventured out means went cautiously, courageously outside. Now this was the time when she could run away and come back without anybody noticing. Today, the same hours could be used for her first excursion outside the village. Now, these hours could be used by her. Means this was the time when she could go. The bus rolled on, now cutting across bare landscapes, now rushing through the tiny hamlet or past an old wayside shop. Now, obviously, the bus was traveling, it was a far away distance, lots of new things were coming on the way while he was watching all these things. And sometimes the bus seemed to be on the point of gobbling up another vehicle that was coming towards them, or a pedestrian crossing the road. Means the bus was also many times Wali thought that they will meet an accident. People are very close, and the bus used to move very close to people and other vehicles that were crossing. But lo, somehow it passed on smoothly. But Wali said that there was no such an accident that took place. Always the bus passed carefully and nothing had happened, leaving all obstacles safely behind. Trees came running towards them, but then stopped as the bus reached them, and simply stood there helplessly for a moment by the side of the road before rushing away in the other direction. These are the simple things that the children enjoy. They are watching when the bus is coming, that the trees are coming close, then the bus stops, then obviously the tree also seems to be stopping, then again the bus moves, then the trees goes behind. These are the things that children love. So these were the things that she was observing. Suddenly Vali clapped her hands with glee, means with happiness she started clapping. A young cow, tail high in the air, was running very fast. Now Vali was very much excited. Why? Because there was a young cow that was running very fast with the tail high, right in the middle of the road. Now that cow was running in the middle of the road, and the bus was behind. So the cow kept on running, and Wali injured, she started clapping right in front of the bus. The bus slowed to a crawl, and the driver sounded his horn loudly again and again. The almost the bus came to a halt because the cow was not running very fast. So the bus had to slow down, and the drivers keep on honking the horn again and again. But more he honked, the more frightened the animal became. And as he was blowing the horn, honking the horn, the animal became frightened and it again started running in front of the bus. And the faster it galloped. Galloped means started running, always right in front of the bus. And especially animals do run between the in front of the vehicle. They feel afraid, so they keep on running in front. So this was the scene. Somehow this was very very funny for Wali. That was very funny. She laughed a lot. She laughed and laughed until there was tears in her eyes. Hey lady, haven't you laughed enough? Called the conductor. Now the conductor is telling that you have laughed enough, had fun, laughed enough. Call the conductor. Better save some for tomorrow. The conductor is telling, don't laugh so much. Save something, save some of your laughter for tomorrow. What will you laugh tomorrow if you laugh so much today itself? At last the cow moved off the road as soon as the bus came on the railroad crossing, and at last when there was a crossing, the cow moved away and left the the road, rail crossing. A speck of train could be seen in a distance, growing bigger and bigger as it drew near. Now the writer says that the train was, they had seen a train which is coming slowly. It was very small, but as it was approaching, it was getting bigger and bigger, drawn near. Then it rushed past the crossing gate with a tremendous roar and rattle, and then at a full speed the train passed. They were waiting at the railway crossing, the bus was waiting there, and then the train passed in front of them with shaking the bus. The train was very fast, so obviously there was vibrations in the bus as if the bus was shaking the bus. Then the bus went on and passed the train station, and after the train moved, the bus started rolling back. From there it traveled a busy, well laid out shopping street. So from from there it moved into a shopping street, and entering a wide thoroughfare, means a busy public road. There it started, where it was moving, but it was very busy street. Lots of people were there, shops were there, such big bright looking shops. What glittering display of clothes and other merchandise, means things for sale. Such big crowd. Now for her, now it was moving in a busy street, lots of glittering shops, clothes and everything that was being sold. Now this was new for Wali. She was getting very much excited. Such big crowd, and it was a very big crowd because it was a big town as compared to our village, so lots of people. So Wali was enjoying all this. Stuck dumb with wonder, Wali gaped at everything, means with wonder, means as if she had seen all these things, and obviously she had seen all these things in her life for the first time. She was very much surprised, and with wonder she was looking, and she didn't move. She was just looking here and there. She was very much surprised to see all the things. Then the bus stopped and everyone got off except Wali. And now the bus came to a stop, means it had reached the destination, the town where it had to reach. So everyone obviously had the ticket. Up till there everybody got down, but Wali was still sitting there. We'll continue next.